Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I do upload on Mondays, Thursdays, and then a very short video on Fridays called Philosophically Friday to kick off our weekend. Welcome to any new subscribers. I'm just thrilled and overjoyed to have you here. I hope you stay with us for a long time. Stick around. Today, I'd like to address the topic of workplace relationships. And so anyway, never had one, and even if I wasn't in this position, I wouldn't have one. I'm a strong believer I don't mix business with pleasure, but that's just me. Now, one time years ago, I did see somebody at work. I thought, oh, we had a very, we had a very instant connection to each other, a very strong attraction to each other. And yeah, I guess I can share this because nothing ever came from it, but he said to me, now, I'm willing to quit my job since you don't like on the job relationships. And I was like, now that would not be a wise choice. Get your butt back to your office. And wink my eye. And we kind of left it at that. But he was, Anyway, having said that, the reason, yeah, let me stay focused. The reason I don't like on the job relationship is because when they break up, there's always so much in the energy, even if they try to remain professional and seeing each other and what can happen to the work atmosphere. It's just not worth it. And I know successful relationships have happened at work where people have met their spouses, but I really do believe that there should be a separation. There should be a jurisdictional separation. You shouldn't work in the same department. You probably shouldn't work in the same building, or probably should have different shifts. Now, that's just me professionally and me personally for preference, I would say. And there's been more than an occasion where someone became bitter afterwards, and then there were different accusations that were made about the person. It just can get messy. And I prefer not to have them. So if you do have them, make sure that you should know that if they don't work out, don't bring the if they don't work out part to work, please. Don't do it. It's ugly. And I'm also a person that I strongly believe that if you serve a person, meaning for child support or spousal support, then you should do that through the courts and not at work. Never do that. That happened in my entire career. That happened one time, and I sent the server away. Now, if I wasn't there, maybe someone else in HR would have taken. I happened to be there, and they called me out to the lobby, and I sent the server away. And they asked me, and I knew I knew who it was for. They asked me, is that person at work? And I said, unless you have a court order for that information, I need to remind you that you need to serve them elsewhere. And I'm sorry for that, but you need to serve them elsewhere. And I did. I sent them away. Let me tell you why. As professionally as I just said it, let me tell you why. This is a business and I don't do gossip and I don't promote that type of exchange at work. I even do the same thing with, and I probably should be delicate in this. You have to prove to me why you want to garnish a person's wages. And I give the person ample amount of time to get something rescinded to me in writing. Let me tell you why. Most of the time when that comes from an energy that a person wants to the other person. And they haven't had what I call a fair, equitable opportunity to prevent the garnishment or prevent the serving at work through just a basic conversation. To me, it's always they want to the person. And I'm just not down with that. That's not good energy. Now, that's just me. Most companies will just take it in and say it's a legal document or it's, was sent to us properly. I got to do it. No, you don't got to do it. You got to look into it. You got to verify it. You have at least 2 weeks per pay period, that's every other week or once per month, if not, to let the person have an opportunity. Now, it's not a taking, so it's not taking a side, I'm saying. I'm saying I believe in a fair institution by which a person should have the opportunity to correct, change, accommodate, and adjust for that which you're trying to bring to their work. And if they don't, then yes, we'll do it. But don't bring it. If that person had been served, now this was early in the morning. I don't even think I had turned on my computer yet. They were there. And I just thought if that person had gotten served there, they would have been one, embarrassed. They would have been two, the love partner with a everybody can see that. And all. It's just bad energy. But also, they would have had a horrible work day. They probably would have had to take off early and reset themselves. All of this is just negative. So personally, I don't like on the job relationships. You do it, just keep it cordial and respectful. And if it doesn't work out, continue to keep it cordial and respectful. Okay? A good example of how those types of relationships don't work and how they can get really ugly is the example of TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, who were formerly co-joined together on ABC's GMA3, and they had wonderful careers, and those careers were destroyed. Both were supposedly happily married, both for about 13 years to their partner, and then that was destroyed. They were seen publicly showing PDA, public displays of, they were just like, oh, openly. So that was disrespectful. I recall seeing them a few times way before this came out. So this came out December 2022. So it's a little over a year and a half. I remember seeing them, and at first I thought, boy, they have really good chemistry. They have really good chemistry on. They need to keep them together. The chemistry is like, yeah, that's really good. And then I started watching closer, and I was like, that's a little chummy. But I thought it was just me. That's a little chummy. There was one episode that was right before the public display in December, by January of 2023, they were both released from their contracts, paid out for them, but released. So you ain't got a job now. So you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But right before then, I believe it was a month or two right before that, Amy Robach had run a marathon in New York, and she was reporting live about it. And she was too gee, ha, with TJ. And the camera panned on him and caught him in what I call the look of admiration. So you don't watch for the camera, but caught him in a loving look at her. And I thought, oh, ain't y'all married to other people? I thought to myself, what is this? What's going on? And then a month later, it came out that they were together. They got released from their contracts and they're no longer working, and they are not hired anyplace else. So now they have themselves a podcast. And so having said that, let's look at both of them as an example of what I mean about how your career can be impacted by your choices of dating someone else. First of all, they were both married to other people for about 13 years old. So they were in a solid marriage. TJ had been married twice before. So he was married to his current wife, Mary Lee Fiber, for about 14 years. And she was an attorney. But before him, Amy Holmes, who was I think a journalist on CNN. And he cheated on her to find Mary Lee. So he has a pattern of this, is what I'm saying. Amy, on the other hand, was married twice too. So here we go with this. Watch my other videos. I said if you get divorced once, you're more likely to get divorced twice. If you've been divorced twice, you're more likely to get divorced a third time. So they don't have the benefit of statistics on their side that this will work. But here they are together. So it was married twice. Was she married twice? I think she was married twice. And then her husband had been married, her and her husband, for 13 years. So now you have two relationships that has been destroyed for your own purpose to be with each other. Well, what happens is TJ's wife, Mary Lee, and Amy's husband, Andrew, those two got together. And now they're dating each other. So now we have partner switching going on, partner exchange happening. Now, TJ and Amy Robach. Now, so there's Amy and Amy because TJ was once married to Amy Holmes and now he's Amy. So he's got a thing for Amy's, I'll say. Amy. So having said that, they're under the impression, well, our two ex-spouses or our two soon-to-be ex-spouses are only doing this to get back to us. Well, trauma bonding. Let's just call it trauma bonding, which is the worst kind of bonding because you're sick as you're doing it. Your sickness hasn't been healed. But it seems to be working out with them, and they've been spotted out publicly as well. And they have what I would call some type of ongoing relationship themselves, let's say. So I lost my lighting there. So then you have that. And then you also have the fact that, let me get my glasses. I want to look at one of these notes. Oh, there you go. On a recent podcast, TJ had said that it's going to be a dry month next month because Amy's going out of town and they spent $3,000 on alcohol. And he made a comment. I could easily drink 18 drinks per day. Well, now, so you're an alcoholic. Now, I can't assess you as an alcoholic, but anybody who's bragging about the fact that you can easily drink 18 drinks a day, that's a problem. So you're trauma bonding, you're cheating on your spouses, you're having a problem with alcohol, you lost your job. You don't think you're being hit by karma. You don't think that you're not just having a bad time in life, but your choices have caught up to you. One thing about a person that what I call has to have a drink, where they deny being an alcoholic or what drink or drug or whatever your thing is the person often denies it because they don't want to give it a name. Giving it a name makes it real. So he just says, oh, I could easily drink 18 drinks a day and I can easily call you an alcoholic. So when you see your life unravel like that, and you can't seem to get it back on track, it's like a slippery slope. It's like quicksand. You can't grip it. You can't grip things back because you are now out of control because the trauma bonding is not, trauma bonding does not heal the two individuals. It just brings two sick people together, two unhealed people together, two unwell people together. And they soil each other is what it is. So, no judgment whatsoever. Love who you love. But now this part is my strong opinion. I've never seen a relationship where you left a person for a person work out. I've never seen it. It's almost as if the gods are saying, you did it in such a low down way. I'm going to make sure this ain't going to work for you. And you can't have a drinking problem because the thing that you did can't be undone. When you do something that can't be undone, when you dishonor, disrespect, these people loved you. And now this is me talking. to not only cheat on a person, but to leave a person for that person. Nothing good ever comes out of that. Now that's just my opinion. Maybe they'll be happily ever after. But I don't seem to see that as forthcoming for them. Maybe I've been wrong about a lot of things, but I've been right about a few things too. And one thing I'm right about is when you violate a person, and cheating on them is violating it. Disrespecting them is violating it. Dishonoring them is violating it. Hanging out kissing in public as if you're not married to me is violating them. Violating the vows. I strongly do believe that that is something that cannot avoid recompense. Now, you may say, oh, Sheri, you don't know, that's so harsh to say. People do it all the time. Yeah, and they don't tell you how they're hurting at night. They ain't going to share that part. They're not telling you how they can't sleep at night. They're not going to tell you that part. They're not going to tell you, like TJ said, I could have 18 drinks a day. Your life is unraveled. You don't have things under control. You say, well, I go to work. I got to, let me say this about a job, because I did say that this is about workplace relationship. If you think that your job is the only thing that defines you, you need to get self-checked. No, seriously. If you think your job is the answer, the be all, end all to everything, you need to, it's important. It pays your lot in life, but we should all be ready for an opportunity should that change. And who would want to hire someone when they created such gossip on their own job, is what I'm saying. I just never see anything good from that. Now I know people do it all the time. And cheaters get away with cheating all the time. This is why on the show Cheaters, and by the way, I need to get back to recording. There were two that what are we recording for y'all? It was a doozy. But this is why when someone gets cheated on and that person catches them, there's an explosion of emotions. Because the person is angry for the fact that you had the audacity to do it. And the person is violated because you had the audacity. Cheating on someone is the greatest selfish move you can make in a love relationship. There's nothing greater than that. So just don't do it. And if you're going to have a relationship at work, keep it on the low so that if anything happens, it doesn't make you look bad. You know, I'll never want you to look bad. If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe. I love you and I hope you like this video. I hope you like this video. Bye, y'all. Have a good one. Oh my, if my studio won't let me. Okay, bye.